Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm Cassie.
And this is Mike and Cassie Vlogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so normally we would have had a video out.
Or two.
Yeah. And we had one started up pretty good. It was going to be called Becoming Foodies.
Yeah.
Because we decided to go to a few different restaurants.
And become critics because I'm pregnant and, you know.
Yeah.
Pregnancy cravings don't always end up the way they should be.
We didn't plan on going to all the restaurants, but it just kind of happened. And then I'm like, oh, well, I guess this is what the video is about. But so as today's Wednesday, and on Saturday we went to go have like a double date with my mother and my stepdad at a restaurant, and it was Saturday evening, and unfortunately something happened. We've talked before about the complications in the pregnancy of the bleeding, and Cassie experienced another episode of intense bleeding. Like
in the restaurant.
Yeah, like before we ordered our food.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was like when we don't mean just like because
a little bit of spotting. Like I was covered my legs to my toes on the floor, like on the carpet. Michael's car. It was pretty hectic.
Yeah. So we.
Who's texting me?
Just got a text message. We went to the Simcoe Hospital, and they no longer have maternity ward, but because at the time, now she's 25 weeks, but she was 24 weeks. They don't have a maternity ward, and they don't deal with that, so they got a transfer to the McMaster's Children's Hospital in Hamilton, which is one of the best around. So they got her in an ambulance and transferred her over there.
Rushed me down.
Sirens and all.
First time I got to be in an ambulance. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Had pretty good conversations with the paramedic and the nurse that came with me. So
that's good. Yeah. So it's been, needless to say, it's been a stressful few days. She just got out today. I said to her, I'm like, because we talked about before about what we were going to do for this, because obviously all the stuff that we did, I'm just kind of, you know, kiboshing. So we talked about doing this, and just kind of like a what happened, and so that's what we're doing. So what, I'll just kind of like say what it basically, because of the, now, and it's no like bad on the Woodstocks, because that's where we've been going, health system or anything. The way that these things are classified in a hospital for, you know, maternity and child care, right? Baby care, it's stages 3 to 1, 3 being the, you know, extreme premature babies, like all the,
where I'm at right now,
yeah,
in this pregnancy.
All the extreme cases during pregnancy and everything like that, like that's a level 3.
Who's texting me?
That phone.
Turn it off.
And so that there's one in London, Ontario, Hamilton, Ontario, and Toronto, which Ontario, and they're all the level 3s in the area, and then there's a level 2, which is like
St. Thomas,
yeah,
St. Catherine's, and Brantford, I believe it.
Brantford's not a level 2, but those are the ones that, like, you know, after the baby has been in a level 3 for a while and can move to something that's not as needed as intense care, then they can go to a level 2, and then your level 1 is your regular hospital with a regular maternity ward where you deliver regular babies, right? So that's kind of how that scale goes, and Woodstock is a level 1. And so she went to this hospital, it's a level 3, and that's where I'm saying I'm not discounting anything about Woodstock, but they don't know what they're really looking at when they're looking at problems. And the problem is that in it goes like you have your uterus, and then you have like the membrane that goes inside, and then your placenta is attached to that, and then you have your sacs for the babies and everything, right? And the membrane, between the membrane and uterus, there is a spot that is lifting. So the membrane should be attached all the way around the uterus. There's a spot that's lifting, and it's in close proximity to baby A's placenta, which is, now saying this before I say it, is the babies are growing. What were their 700 grams?
700 grams each, when they should be around 650, 660 grams each.
So they're getting all the nutrition they need, right? So they're, just that said, is the baby's A's isn't delivering as much as it should.
Yeah.
Right? Which may come into complication, is what they told us, in the further on in the third trimester, where the babies take a lot from the placenta.
Yeah, the third trimester
is when they're bulking up, right? So they say that that's maybe where we'll find that issue, but it may not even be one. It still may be sufficient, but that's we'll cross that bridge when it comes on that. But because of the lifting, that's where the blood is pooling, right? And then it gets to, like, you know, a certain mass, and the uterus wants to get rid of it, and that's where all this bleeding is coming from. And the problem with that is that they say that, you know, because of that, the uterus is trying to get rid of it, and that's where the potential of going into preterm labor comes.
Which is what I was in on Saturday, because I was having contractions that were about like 5 to 10 minutes apart, only lasting like 10 to 30 seconds, depending on which one. I did get the 2 steroid shots just in case the babies do come.
The steroid shots basically help with the lungs. It helps with the speeder on development, and helps them deal with having oxygen too early. This is what we've been explained about it. So,
good job. I'm sorry. We're parents. Scarlett's home, and she's she's being a big girl, putting tattoos on by herself. So let me see. Come here, quick.
Real quick. And then we need to finish this. She's gone and gotten a cloth on her own, gotten it wet, put it on her hand, and put the cloth on.
She did good.
You want to show? You want to show everybody? Come here. Come over to me.
Go see Mikey.
Come over to me.
For 4 years old.
She did all this on her own. Put your hand out.
Okay.
All right.
Well, here's your cloth. You need to get it a little bit more wet, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to get the top some more wet.
Okay, you do it. It is going to be a mess up there.
Oh well.
Oh well. She's learning.
Yep.
It's good to go. So steroid shot. So that she has that now. They held her until the bleeding.
4 nights.
Yeah, it was until the bleeding stopped, and then 48 hours past the bleeding. So that was today.
Yeah.
It was 48 hours past the bleeding. Very happy that she's home.
Yeah.
Definitely a very stressful point in this pregnancy. We had doctors come in and talk to us about what happens with premature babies between 24 to 27 weeks. So we got all that information.
A lot of information, like scary information going on about like brain bleeds and you know, developmental problems, and you know, they may not be able to do anything for themselves, or you know, they're just going to be a little delayed when it comes to their speech and walking, which in all reality can happen with twins, but it can also happen with a single pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like, all babies learn different, but with them being born so early, it gives them a much higher risk of
and that's,
having those issues.
So they're chances, but they're not 100% things. That's the benefit of being at the McMaster's University Children's Hospital. It is a level 3.
Yeah.
Right. So it is the best care you can possibly get at all. Right. Anywhere. That's the best. So we're very thankful for that. She is now a continued patient of them. Another ultrasound is next week on Tuesday to check up on things again, and then
make sure make sure they're growing from like the last scan that I had.
So she'll be going there frequently now, and that will most likely be the place that we will deliver the babies.
Yeah.
They've kind of basically told us it's going to be a C-section. It's going to be very, it's very, what is it, small percentage that it will be a vaginal birth.
Yeah.
So.
Not what we wanted. Well, not what I wanted.
Yeah. Well, the way that we look at it is that it's just whatever is the best way and the safest way to
bring them into this world. Yeah. As long as I may not want it, but if it's what needs to be done for them, it'll happen regardless. Yeah. So. Yeah, she has been very good at with all of it. Yeah. You know. Even getting a catheter put in.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Michael watched. It was quite fun.
It was something. Yeah. I've never watched a catheter be put in before, so that was interesting.
Yeah, and then the nurses went to move me and pulled it a little bit, and I did. Punched her. Oh my god! It hurt so much.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh my god, that was terrible. I seen that, and I'm like, ooh, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been a long, stressful last couple days.
Yeah, but we've come out with the best case scenario. The bleeding, the contraction stopped on their own. Mm-hmm. The bleeding stopped on its own. Now the bleeding obviously can come back because of the separation. It's not like it's this huge separation. They said it's a very small separation, and it's going to be watched. It's going to be monitored. It's going to be maintained. They do a really good job there. So I'm really hopeful for what's to come. I think that we are definitely going to be able to get into the 30-week mark. I'm very I really believe that that's going to happen, and that's really where we're looking. Yeah. Is to get into the 30-week mark, which is already
at least the 30-week mark. That that puts me 28 weeks is the third trimester. So
and they say once you hit the 28th week, your chances for no problems and to use the word survival for the babies jumps huge. Yeah. And then from 28 to 30, after 30 weeks, just 2 weeks later, it jumps even more. Yeah. Right? So we get in the 30 week because twins usually do come early. We've been saying this the whole time. We've expected that.
We've mentally prepared for it, but not
this early.
Not this early and everything.
They can stand there.
They need to cook a little bit longer.
A lot longer.
At least 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So 25 weeks as of Monday so I'm 25 weeks, 2 days. So 5 weeks till I'm 30 weeks. Let's shoot for 8 weeks to get to 32 weeks, and then at least 30 weeks is where we're pushing for right now. Yeah. As long as everything is.
Yeah. Good. So we're if anything does happen again, there is a chance that she's going to be admitted and until the babies are born. Yeah. So, I mean, we were able to come home, and that's where we're putting our faith that the doctors, which are very good doctors, feel safe enough, or more than safe enough, I should say, that she is safe to be at home and not at the hospital. Yeah. So.
And if anything, it does happen. If the bleeding comes back, they said go to my closest emergency hospital and tell them I'm a McMaster's patient, and I'll get rushed right there and admitted right away again. Yep. So it sucks being away from the family and everything. Obviously, we have all our kids. This has really been Scarlett's first time away from me, with me being in the hospital besides work and everything. So. She did okay. She did really well.
Really well.
But it's stressful on a parent. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna definitely give a quick shout out to my mom. Yeah. If it wasn't for her,
it would have been a struggle.
It would have been hard. Because she still made me go to work. Yeah, so I would go to.
Somebody's got to pay bills.
Yeah. I go to work. Get done work, drive straight to the hospital, spend the rest of however much time I had there, and then come home, put Scarlett to bed, go to bed, wake up, work, hospital, and that's what that's the cycle that I've been in you know, she's been in the cycle of all the hospital stuff and everything, you know. Scarlett's done really well with that. And if it wasn't for Mom, then I don't know how much I would have been able to go up to be with her, right? And I didn't like leaving as it was.
We're home now, so that's all that matters. I am completely on bed rest. I am not allowed to do anything. Besides basically like go for my appointments. When it comes to the household stuff, I am to be sitting down with my feet up. Majority of the times, not allowed to go for walks, not allowed to sit on the ground, not allowed to bend, not allowed to fold laundry, not allowed to...
Well, you can fold laundry. You just can't bend over and pick it up or anything like that.
Or switch the laundry.
We can hand a piece to you and you can fold it.
Yeah.
This is how you fold. And then you pick it up and then I'll put it down and I hand you another piece and then you fold it. And then you do that and that and...
Yeah. But from here on out, we're hoping it's good.
Yeah, so we'll obviously keep you updated with it. I don't know how over the next little while, I'm not going to lie, the videos may be a little further apart. Only because we are doing like nothing now because we don't want to risk it. Before we were doing all those things because even though she was still taken off of work because of how physical her job is, her OB took her off of bed rest. So anyway, we'll keep going and keep you guys updated with everything like that. There's definitely stuff that we're going to be doing around the house that will be fun. But like I said, it will just maybe be a little bit more in between. Once the babies come and everything like that, you can bet your bottom dollar we'll be back to the business.
Oh yeah.
Full on and ready to go.
And moody.
Yeah, that's normal. Anyway.
Can't have sex.
Really?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
What she said.
Yep.